When I'm feeling down, I can't win. Pour a strong cup of coffee and I tune in. I'm waking on up to Java with Jim. I know my best day can begin. Yeah.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting episode of Java with the James. My name is Jim Meyer, broker associate at Remax Gold. Now you have a friend in the real estate business. I'm here with my good buddy, Roman Guzman, stand-up comedian and radio personality. Thank you, Roman, for stopping by. And Mike Betancourt, stand-up comedian. Are you also a radio personality?
If they hire me, sure. I
Okay,
would
there
love
you
to.
go. So that makes one of us. Okay, very good. All right, you guys are doing really good. Everybody thinks they're comedian, but you guys actually get on stage constantly. You hone your craft. You're really good. I, Answer this, gentlemen, one at a time, please. How did you get started in the stand-up comedy business?
Mike, you've been in it longer. Why don't you start?
Well, I was in the military and I was always a funny guy, but I never ever thought in my life I would ever want to do stand-up comedy. I would do like a lot of impressions and make people laugh and make time go by quickly. And everyone's like, Mike, you should be a comic. I was like, no, no way. And I took this when I got out of the Navy, I took this beginning acting class and they said our final was stand-up comedy. And I was like, oh crap. I guess I'm doing it. And we did this, we worked hard and I was like, wait a minute, this is beginning because I always wanted to be like a serious actor, right? And I never thought, I'm like, how is this acting? And they broke it down how stand-up comedy is acting, that you're getting real feelings out and portraying real emotions. And our final, I did 3 minutes and I threw up before I got up on stage. It was, I don't wish that first time feeling on anyone. Is such a horrible feeling. Like the clock goes by quicker, like the day before. When you're walking up on stage, I felt my heart just, and then my mouth got all cotton. I was like, oh, and then I said my first joke, and for that split second, it was like silence, and then I heard a laugh, and I was like, okay. I guess I'm funny now. And then I just been hooked since. I dropped out of school, out of my college, and just kept focusing on stand up.
Well, you know what? It's funny because I had the exact same experience, but that was my honeymoon. Roman, what do you have a similar story?
I, in radio, I get asked to host events all the time, and quite often, a band will come to town and they call the station to have somebody come out and bring up bring up the band. So I got really used to walking up on stage in front of many people. There's a couple theaters here in Modesto. I used to do it in Santa Cruz, just always hosting these events. So I got real comfortable on stage. I usually go up, tell them who I am, get like a laugh or two, get the crowd going, and then, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, and then bring on the band. And so when I decided to do stand up, it was like, well, it's pretty much the same thing, but I'm just on there longer and there's no band. It's just me. So, being beyond the stage fright really helped. I mean, I still get a little nervous, but I got really comfortable with the microphone and with large crowds. I mean, I was introducing bands in front of crowds of 1,500 to 2,000 people.
That's great.
And I got used to it. So it sort of became easy to get up there. And then the trick was to stay up there and sort of keep them laughing. But that's how I got started, just being in radio and just hosting big events.
Yeah. And you're also a great actor too. And you know, an actor who could do comedic acting, I think that's much more difficult than doing dramatic acting. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I would agree with that. For me personally, that I've been in where I'm sort of the heavy, that's it's that I don't know if it just comes more naturally or whatever, but it's just a lot of fun. But yeah, when it comes to, comedy, and there's delivery, there's timing, there's voice, and there's just a lot of things going on that you're supposed to keep in mind.
I've seen plenty of comics do acting. I'm like, dude, stick to comedy, bro.
Yeah.
And
Stick to
that's
comedy, bro.
yeah, I guess
It's the other way around too.
right. Comedic acting is one thing, but yeah, a comedian who just goes on into a movie set and thinks that they could just transfer right into acting, you're absolutely right. It can be horrendous.
It could be a disaster reel for sure. But
That's
don't worry. But there's a lot of great comics that did make the transition, and can go back and forth and stuff. And
yeah, like Jim Carrey.
I've seen a lot of actors try stand-up comedy, and some of them go right back to acting, and some of them can do both too, which is, it takes that certain type of person that can go back and forth.
Yeah.
In our form, not saying we're better or worse, but comics are better. But I'm just saying that it's just a different art form than anything else.
Right, and we can't all be Kato Kalin or Carrot Top. So
I don't think you want
tomorrow,
to.
no,
I'll take Carrot Top's paycheck though, for sure.
True.
I take that back. Carrot Top, yes.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to take Kato Kalin's bungalow. So tomorrow, will you guys come back tomorrow?
Hell yes. I will be
Absolutely.
here tomorrow with the same awesome shirt.
That is
100%.
so cool. I really appreciate you guys. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna see you again tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.